Welcome to Triumphant Over Trauma, where resilience reigns and women rewrite their stories of victory after trauma. I'm Gina, your guide on this empowering journey. With a mission to help women overcome trauma, I'm here to inspire you to cultivate a positive mindset, embrace self-love, and find peace. Join me as we celebrate strength, reclaim power, and triumph over adversity together. Welcome. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you to arrive, not in the expectations waiting for you, but in this moment. Take one slow, steady breath in and gently let it go. Take one slow, steady breath in and gently let it go. Feel your shoulders soften. And now imagine yourself walking along a quiet forest path just after sunrise. The morning light filters through the towering trees, painting soft patterns across the ground beneath your feet. The air is cool and crisp, carrying the earthy scent of pine, moss, and rain that fell sometime during the night. Each step is unhurried. Leaves gently rustle overhead as a breeze weaves its way through the branches. Somewhere in the distance, birds greet the morning. Not because they've been told to, but because this is simply what they do. You pause for a moment and place your hand against the rough bark of a towering oak. Its roots disappear deep into the earth. Its branches stretch towards the sky. It doesn't apologize for the space it occupies. It doesn't shrink to make the trees beside it feel taller. It doesn't compete. It simply stands. Deeply rooted, quietly connected. Perhaps that's what healthy boundaries look like. Not walls that separate us, but roots that keep us grounded while allowing us to grow beside one another. Take one more slow breath and ask yourself, what if protecting your peace isn't pushing people away, but staying deeply connected to yourself? Welcome to Triumphant Over Trauma. I'm your host, Gina. Today, we're exploring how to create healthy boundaries without losing the relationships that matter the most. For a long time, I misunderstood boundaries. I thought they were something you used after someone hurt you, a line you drew when you finally had enough, a last resort. But over time, I realized something different. The healthiest boundaries aren't built from anger. They're built from self-respect. If you've experienced trauma, you may know what it's like to become the peacekeeper, the helper, the one who says yes when every part of you is quietly whispering no, the one who checks on everyone else before checking in with yourself. Maybe you've been worried that disappointing someone meant losing them. Maybe you've carried relationships that felt heavy because setting limits seemed selfish. I understand that feeling completely. Many of us were never taught that boundaries actually protect relationships. We were taught they threaten them. But here's what I've learned. The relationships that ask you to abandon yourself were never asking for connection anyways. They were simply asking for access. And those are not the same. That realization changed the way I see community. Healthy community doesn't require constant availability. It doesn't demand that you sacrifice your peace to prove your love. Real connection leaves room for honesty, for rest, for difference of opinions, for healthy limits. Trauma often teaches us that belonging comes through people pleasing, through overgiving, through making ourselves smaller. But genuine belonging begins when we allow ourselves to be fully seen, including our boundaries. Here's something I want you to remember. A boundary isn't a punishment. It isn't rejection. It isn't control. A boundary is simply information. It says, this is how I care for myself, so I can continue showing up with love. The people who truly value you may need time to adjust, but they won't require you to disappear. Let's stay with that for a moment. Because understanding boundaries is one thing. Feeling safe enough to practice them, that's where healing begins. If it feels comfortable, place both feet on the floor. Take one slow breath in and breathe it out. Again, take one slow breath in and breathe it out. Imagine yourself back in that forest. See the oak tree standing before you. Its roots run deep. Its branches reach wide, neither apologizing or demanding, simply existing exactly as it was created to. Now imagine roots growing gently from the soles of your own feet into the earth beneath you. With every inhale, feel yourself becoming more grounded. With every exhale, release the pressure to earn your place. Place one hand over your heart. Quietly say, I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to say no without explaining my worth. Protecting my peace allows me to love more honestly. Take one final breath. Notice what shifts inside of you. As you slowly return your attention to this moment, I'd love for you to reflect on two questions this week. Where in my life have I confused people-pleasing with love? And what boundary would allow me to stay connected to myself while remaining connected to others? Don't rush your answers. Sometimes our hearts recognize truth before our minds have words for it. Awareness creates choice. Choice creates change. So today, practice one small boundary. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Maybe it's allowing a phone call to go to voicemail. Maybe it's saying, I'd love to think about that and get back to you. Maybe it's choosing rest instead of saying yes out of guilt. Maybe it's asking for help or giving yourself permission to leave a conversation that no longer feels safe. Small boundaries teach your nervous system something powerful. I can protect my peace without losing myself. And over time, those small moments become a life built on self-respect. As our time together comes to a close today, I hope you remember this. The strongest trees don't grow because they cling to every tree around them. They grow because their roots are deep. Your relationships were never meant to cost you your peace. They were meant to reflect it. So before you return to your day, take one last slow breath with me. Inhale peace. Exhale guilt. Again, inhale courage. Exhale the fear of disappointing others. Place your hand over your heart if it feels right. And remember, every healthy boundary you set is an act of love, not only for yourself, but for every relationship that has the opportunity to become more honest because of it. Until next Tuesday, be gentle with yourself. Keep honoring the peace you've worked so hard to create, and trust that the people who are meant to walk beside you will never ask you to abandon yourself to stay connected. I'll meet you here next week. Thank you for tuning in to Triumphant Over Trauma, where resilience prevails and women rewrite their stories of victory after trauma. Remember, healing is a journey, not a destination. Keep embracing your strength, cultivating resilience, and shining your light bright. You are capable of triumphing over any challenge life throws your way. Until next time, keep rising and thriving. You've got this.